Yo everyone, what's going on? Couriway here, and in this Minecraft video, I'm going to be speedrunning the Set Seed Halloween with absolutely no prior knowledge. Basically, what that means is that I've never looked at this seed before, I've never loaded it, I've never done anything with it. I'm going to be playing this seed as if it was a completely random seed that I just loaded and had to complete. So if you enjoy Set Seed speedruns like this, where I don't have any knowledge of the seed, definitely let me know with a like and a comment on this video. But that's pretty much going to do it for me. Remember to follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff, join my Discord, and that's going to do it. So I hope you enjoy the speedrun. Thanks so much for watching. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Alright, for this Minecraft Set Seed speedrun, we're doing this a little bit differently. I have actually never played this seed before. I'm going to play it like it's a random seed. I wanted to try something different for this. Definitely let me know with a comment what you think about it. But as you'll see, I'm going to kind of cut between some parts that are interesting, cut out the parts that are boring, and hopefully you enjoy. So as you can see, I put in the seed Halloween, just capital H. I had never played this seed before, and we load in to pretty much garbage, but that's okay. We're gonna cut here. Bam, look at this. We're gonna grab some wood. I also see a cave. You can kind of see it on the bottom left here, and I thought immediately, I didn't look in the cave before this. This is the first time I'm gonna look in the cave. So I grabbed 3 pieces of wood. I'm gonna make my crafting table and sticks, and then I'm hoping that this cave is gonna go down to allow me to get some iron. But unfortunately, there is no iron here. But that's okay. I'm still going to make my wood pickaxe, and then I'm going to start mining some stone. And this is going to allow me to get my stone tools, preferably a stone pickaxe, a stone axe, and a stone shovel. And I'm also going to grab a furnace here, because obviously I'm going to need that for smelting some iron. Since, as you could tell by this overworld probably already, there is no village that we're going to be going to. It's not that great, but it's all good. We got our materials, we got our tools, we got our furnace. I'm ready to go back out. So I'm just kind of traversing the terrain, and I see a cave here, and I think that I might actually go down here. So I decide to smelt some pork chops from a pig that I killed, and then I'm going to grab a piece of coal, so when I smelt my iron I can get it. And I just mined some gravel here, and then I immediately see my iron, which is actually great. So I'm going to grab that, put all of that in my furnace, and once I get all the iron in the furnace, I'm going to grab 1 piece of iron out of it while the rest is smelting, and I'm going to go on an adventure to try and find some food. But the first thing we're going to do actually is grab some dandelions. For people who aren't aware, you can grab dandelions and use it in suspicious stew to give yourself a saturation effect. So I didn't know what to expect in the Nether. I didn't really see any animals. I kind of see some cows in the distance, so I decided to go and kill those with a boat. Or, well, not with the boat, but use the boat to go to them. I killed some cows, killed some pigs, and then I'm going back. I actually passed the cave because I just wasn't paying attention to my terrain. So I have to go back here, grab my iron, which is fine. It was like a 20-second time loss. And I probably mentioned this in the intro, but just in case you are curious, the timer will end up working. Once the timer starts working, just add 6 minutes to it, and yeah. So now I'm digging down in the cave. I decided to try and speed this bit up. So you can see that it's not very exciting, but all I'm doing is just mining at Y11, hoping that eventually I find some lava, and thankfully I do. I heard lava pops, so I was able to make that work, and then I'm just going to mine out this area to create my portal to go to the Nether. This is when I realized my timer wasn't working, by the way, so now it's working, as you can see. Just add about 6 minutes to the timer on the left, and then the timer on the right is in-game time, which is the quote-unquote official way of timing a Minecraft speedrun. So I'm going to mine this here, and then I actually see diamonds, which works out great. Normally diamonds aren't that great in like a world record speedrun because you don't normally use it, but when I don't know what to expect and I'm going to have to complete this seed, I thought it was a great idea to grab that for a diamond pickaxe, and we'll make I'll need less obsidian to make a second portal in the Nether. Or if I get really screwed on obsidian in the Bastion, I can just mine my entry portal, which is also great. So that's all I'm going to do here. Boom, boom. And we are entering the Nether at around the 7-minute mark, which isn't great, but this overworld wasn't that good, so I was kind of okay with it. So we're going to enter here. We're going to turn our FOV to 30 and do something called micro-lensing. Basically, we're going to be looking around for a Bastion. If the if the E counter spikes a number, which you'll see in a second, I spiked to about 40-70 there. So I know that I have a Bastion. And then on my left here, as you can see as I cut, I actually have a fortress, which is really cool. A piglin is also chasing me, so I want to make sure that I don't die here. So I'm just going to boat away, let him just exist. The terrain here was pretty good to travel. I didn't have to worry about anything too bad. I ended up getting shot by a ghast here, and that was kind of a little bit scary, so I kind of hugged behind this wall and did a little bit of cranking to get to where I needed to go. But overall, the terrain of this Bastion at this point seemed pretty good, and I had pretty high hopes for this seed. I thought it might even be able to sub 20, even with a bad enter. just because I had a fortress that looked pretty enterable. But after a while, heading to the Bastion, I realized that the terrain was not great, so I turn my FOV down, I try and E-ray the Bastion again. I'm kind of having a hard time, and then I finally noticed that it's actually below me. As you can see, my E counter in the top left spiked again, so here's another little speed up bit of me digging actually to the Bastion, and I end up making a fence gate, digging through all this, and finally, I enter the Bastion. I have no idea where I am in the Bastion, so I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to dig down. I hear the piglin snorts in my bottom right. So I enter here, I see a couple pigs, and then I see a chest, and I realize I'm in not a great spot because I don't have any armor. But that's okay because I can grab the chest here, grab some armor, and actually get some arrows as well, which is going to be super useful. Then I find the good part of the stables, and I actually decide to mark it with diorite. A lot of times, so when I'm Twitch streaming, I can just have my chat kind of remember where I entered from if I forget myself, but since I'm not doing that with this run, I decided to mark it myself, and then I'm going to go grab this bottom chest. I end up getting some okay things, and I'm getting absolutely rolled by hoglins, so I decide to play a little bit safe here, and then I'm looking for a good gap in the stables, which basically means that it'll have gold blocks for me to trade. Thankfully, this right side does have a good gap, so I'll be able to use the gold blocks. I decide to punch a piglin to anger a lot, and this will allow me to get a bunch of piglins to trade with. So I go back to the place that I mined, block them off so they can't get to me while I mine some gold, and then I'm going to reopen it up here for them to actually trade with me. But for some reason, I got really unlucky with the gold dropping, and then the gold block dropped in a spot that I was unable to grab, so I had to wait a second here, but that's no big deal. And then I'm able to grab these last two blocks and really start the trading. So this is kind of a tame part of the video. I didn't really want to cut out the trading part of the Bastion, but definitely leave a comment letting me know what you kind of thought of this different video style for the set seeds where I'm actually playing it randomly. Is there anything you'd like to see differently? Do you prefer this over the other styles that I've done? Anything like that, I would really welcome feedback on this. I thought this would be a cool idea. You know, I enjoyed doing holiday / cool set seed videos in the past. I had done 2021 before. I had done the seed Christmas before. So definitely let me know what you think about this. As I'm waiting for trades, I realize I have a ton of pearls, and I'm kind of waiting on obsidian here. I am honestly forgetting that I have a diamond pick at this point, which is probably my biggest mistake of playing this. And, you know, sometimes that's just going to happen when, you know, you're playing a seed and you're not 100% dialed in. Like, you're going to forget that, oh, I do have a diamond pick. I don't need to wait for 20 obsidian to make 2 nether portals. I can actually just leave on, like, 15 or even really just 10 if I want to mine all 10 again. But it ended up being not the biggest time loss in the world. Like, I could have totally left right now. I just totally forgot. So I waste probably about a minute here to me having to go up top to the triple chest at the top of the Bastion to actually get the last pieces of obsidian I need. Just in case that I don't get the pieces of obsidian in the actual chests, I decide to trade the 4 gold blocks that are at the triple chest stables with the piglins. Just in case, it's kind of like a failsafe, you know, if I don't get the obsidian, I'll be fine. I see this guy. I also see the guy to my right. This is kind of risky, or the guy to my left, excuse me. And I'm about to get domed here a couple times. It's a little bit risky, but I had a lot of armor, and I'm playing on easy, so I wasn't too worried about taking damage and stuff. I'm able to get my 20 obsidian, which is great. It's about this point that I remember, oh, I have a diamond pickaxe. I'm not playing smart, so I'm able to leave the Bastion now with my 20 obsidian. I have everything that I need. This dude would not move. He was right where I needed to go to get back up, but I just mined a hole underneath. And then I made this sick pearl to get back out into the open. So now all we have to do, we did the Bastion. Remember, with our real time is about 6 minutes ahead. You can see that actually just hit the 15-minute mark in game. You saw the right timer, the in-game timer, change from 9:59 to 14:59. And basically the way that that timer works, for anyone that's confused, is it updates every 5 minutes when the game autosaves. So if I paused in the game, like if I pressed escape, it would also update. But for when I don't do that, it just updates every 5 minutes. And that's kind of just how your Minecraft worlds get saved anyway, which is kind of cool. So now we're in the fortress. I see 4 stray blazes, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. I also had the spawner, which I activated on the way here. So I'm hoping for some good rates here. For anyone that doesn't know, the average blaze rate is about 50%. Well, not about 50%. It is 50%. About half the time you're going to get a blaze rod. And my rates for this are, let's just say, not 50%. I'm not going to say which direction, but you'll find out very soon enough as we kill a lot of blazes here. And I believe we're like 1 for 6. Oh, no, we have 3. Well, I did just cut here, so I'm going to blaze bed. Boom. What blaze bedding is basically it just breaks a lot of blocks around the spawner, and it allows the bastion, the spawner itself to kind of be more opened up. And I'm also going to make my first blind portal here. And because I have 20 obsidian, I can actually do this twice. So if the stronghold is far away here, I don't have to worry about traveling a long distance in the overworld, which is really, really nice. So I'm just going to mine a couple more blocks here while I'm waiting for the blazes to spawn. And I think it's about here where I actually show what my blaze rates are. I thought I heard another blaze, but I couldn't see it. And if you see, I'm currently 3, 4, 11. And then I have a nice little speed up bit here of me just killing more blazes, waiting. My fire res actually runs out because I didn't have that many fire reses from the Bastion, so I have to craft a shield. I'm still waiting to kill blazes. I think I'm like 6 for 18 at this point, which is very bad. But I'm going through the portal for the first time, and we actually have our portal right next to a village, which is great because I was running low on food, and that was actually the reason that I was making or going to the overworld before I had enough rods in the first place anyway, because I actually needed food. And I also only had 4 beds worth of wood, excuse me. So instead of having to worry about grabbing more wood, I just grab a bed from the villager, and then I know that I have 5 beds, which I'm very, very comfortable with one cycling with. Like, you know, 99% of the time I'm going to be able to one cycle with 5 beds. So now we're doing something called Axis Travel. It's made by a speedrunner named Ninja Brain, who is a very good friend of mine. He's an insanely talented speedrunner, and we're basically throwing 2 Eyes of Ender, and we're going to go 2 chunks apart and get the 2 angles. And you can see my angle change was 0.7. That's the first number I wrote. The 1 is how many yellow lines in the chunk borders it pointed to, so it only pointed 1 line in. And then the angle was negative 82 degrees. So basically with that information, I'm able to look at a spreadsheet, do some mental math, and I'm able to actually find out pretty close to where the stronghold is. And that'll allow me to save a lot of time in the actual speedrun, not having to travel in the overworld, and that's why having 2 nether portals worth of obsidian, aka 20, is really, really worthwhile. So I decided to not cut this part out either, just to show you how just absolutely awful my place rates are. I still just have nothing. I finally get one there. I still need 1 more rod just so I can feel safe. I want to complete this speedrun, you know. I don't want to get to the portal room and not have enough eyes if a lot of eyes break. And you can see in the chat, I put the coordinates that I need to go to after doing my math. Remember, if you are curious on what my actual time is at around this point, just add 6 minutes to the 1740. So we're about 23 and 45 seconds into this run. So 24 minutes-ish at this point. And I decided to pearl a little bit to the right, and it'll allow me to enter really, really open terrain here. A lot of times in speedruns, you want to focus on getting to better terrain rather than just forcing the exact coordinates you need to go to, and it actually saves you a lot of time. So I was able to get to open terrain here. I'm making my second portal at around the 25-minute mark, so I was really happy about that, especially for how annoying the Bastion was. I thought this was a pretty good time, and how slow the enter was as well. So I'm really happy about this. We didn't end up actually landing in the stronghold, but after a couple more eye throws, I'm able to actually figure out where the portal room is, or not the portal room, excuse me, where the stronghold is. So we're gonna pick up our last eye. I dropped my lava bucket there. That's why there's so much just fire everywhere. And now I'm navigating the stronghold, and I wanted to show this. There's not one, you saw that spawner, but there was actually 2 dungeons in this stronghold. That one, the spawner got corrupted by the portal room, which was, or not the portal room, just the stronghold in general, which I thought was crazy. So this stronghold had 2 dungeons in it. I forgot the word, which I've never seen before, and I thought that was absolutely crazy. But with that all said, we're in the end now, and this speedrun's pretty much over. I really hope you enjoyed it. This was awesome. Don't stick around so you can actually see the 1 cycle, see if we 4-bet or not. And now all I really have to do is I'm going to take out most of the crystals. This is a technique called half bow. Basically, the dragon is more likely to perch on the center tower the less end crystal towers there are. So by taking about 30 seconds to just shoot all the crystals that aren't in a cage, you can make the dragon perch a lot more consistently. It's not technically faster than just having the dragon perch, but it's a lot more likely to happen. It's probably like a 50% chance compared to like a 8% chance, which is way better. So I'm able to craft my beds and anchors here. I actually used wood in the stronghold or in the overworld when I wasn't supposed to, so grabbing that extra bed actually helped because I was still able to have 5 explosives with an anchor. And without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the 1 cycle. Nice. I'll take a sub 30. I'll take a sub 30 for sure. Bang. 2817. I think the biggest things I messed up on was definitely the Stronghold nav. That could have been a lot cleaner. Besides that, I think I played it pretty well. I think I did the Bastion pretty good. I think I forgetting about the iron, or not the iron, the fact that I had a diamond pick was pretty bad. And my rates were absolutely atrocious. I went 8 for 22 when I should be going 8 for 16. And I really wanted to leave on 7. So that was really bad. I was 6 for 20 at one point, I believe, before I got my last 2 rods. So that stunk. But overall, this is a fun seed. It was really pretty in the overworld. I love the flower forest. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Bye.